make anybody uncomfortable. Is everybody okay with if she just films the first 5 minutes of this process? I'd appreciate it.
Do I need to zoom up at all?
Nope, you're fine.
Okay.
So, so we are here as the Budget Advisory Committee, and you are
Melissa O'Neill,
a
parent from Jax Wilson.
Welcome, Melissa.
Thank you.
For being here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So we've got a parent here from each site. We have our DLAC president who's filling 2 roles. And Norma is here to help with translation. And Ellen is here as a representative of the teachers. Karen is here as a board member representative. Karina is here to represent admin. And Linda and Margaret are here as basically a resource. They are here to answer questions as we go through this this process. So I'd like to give you this. I want to give you actually, I'll hold off on this for just a second. Before we do that, or before I kind of get into anything here, I have a little pitch for you, and kind of this is it. I would like you to imagine a beach ball. Okay. Beach ball's got bands on it, right? Colored bands. But it's round. It's all connected, right? Everybody here is going to kind of see this process, the budget, from their band. You're going to see it from the parent band. You're going to see board band kind of sees a lot of it. You're going to see it from the business manager's band. You're going to see it from the administrator's band, right? Well, as you hold that ball kind of up in front of yourself and you're looking at your band, whether you're blue or you're red or you're yellow or whatever, I'd like to ask you, as we go through this process, to be open to looking at the whole ball and not just your section of the ball. You're here because you know a lot about your section of the ball. You know what your kids love, right? You know what your kids need in terms of their education. You know what you need in order to get your job done as a teacher, right? But we all kind of have to hold at the same time that perspective and then the whole thing at the same time. I'm hopeful that we can all kind of keep that in mind as we go through this process of informing the board on the budget for next year. Everybody okay with that? Can I get a thumbs up? Okay. You'll see me do that on occasion. I'll ask for the thumbs up. Just means that everybody's kind of on board. Okay. All right. Thank you. So before we get into this, I'd like to take a minute and talk about something that I feel is really important before I start work with any group of people. Our job here today, our job here as we talk about the budget for 1920, and I'm going to get into our goals specifically, but it is to make recommendations to the board about what we should prioritize going into 1920. To be frank, we have a situation with declining enrollment right now where we're going to have less money next year than we do right now, and that's a fact. It's going to happen, and so we have to grapple with that. Our job here is advisory. We work together to come up with advice that I can use in making decisions about what to recommend to the board so that the board can make an informed decision. So that's going to take some time. We're going to have to meet a few times. We're going to have to kind of keep coming back because you're going to have questions. And those questions are going to revolve. A lot of them are going to be kind of detailed, and we're going to have to kind of go away, get answers, and come back at the next meeting. And that'll be part of the process today. But before we do that, before we kind of launch into the work, I'd like to take a couple of minutes and just come up with some agreements that we can have about group norms. Okay? Everybody remember that guy?
Norm.
What are norms for a group? Well, basically, they're just little agreements, promises that we make to each other about the way that we're going to interact and the way that we are going to conduct business. Okay? It's really pretty straightforward. It's things like, for example,